Good morning, Twyla from Twyla's Totes. Hope you guys are doing okay. It's been a while. Sorry. It's on vacation, and you know how it goes when you get back. There's always a million things to do when you get back. Got me some new glasses, so I'm trying to get used to them. Today we are doing the Rachelle by Shamballa. I saw Susan, Kasaya's sister, she did a video with this pattern, and I'm like, oh, have to do it, have to do it. That's the perfect bag for what I have planned. So what I'm using is Tulip Bee. Well, this is Sienna Clay. It's my accent. This is from Mormino, which they don't have anymore. I'm so sad. So sad. But my main panel, let me show you, is this from Tulip Bee. And I did, how beautiful that's going to be. Gorgeous. So excited. And I'm using rose gold hardware. And I already did a Hellcat with the Smoothie Smooth of this. And so I ordered some of the vinyl in the same print so that I can make this bag. And my lining is the Harlequin from Tulip Bee. Okay, let's get started. This one looked a little bit intimidating, so we'll go slow, do what we can, see how we are. It might be a two-parter, we'll see. I got my heat press going because there's a few pieces you have to sew together before you put the interfacing on. So I got my heat press going for that. Okay, let's get you down here so you, oh wait, let me show you my hardware. I'm using webbing for my crossbody bag, so I have a 1.5 inch snap hooks and my purse feet, and then I have 3 heartwood and hide tags. I can't decide which one I want to put in here. Zip end, purse feet, magnetic snap. I'm doing the option with the recessed zipper closure. Okay. Well, let's get everything, get the camera down here in place, and we'll get started. Okay. How's that look? Does that look good? Okay. First, we're going to start with our main panels. This is the front side panels. And our front center panel. Okay, I don't know why I put tape on there. I guess I thought it was a different piece. Take this tape off. I was trying to get all my pieces prepped. Got my handle sewn. I haven't made my crossbody strap yet, but that's okay. And I have, oh, I was going to show you. Hold on. My hardware, my strap connectors. I got these from, there's my buckle. I got these from Sew Yours. I thought that would look so good. With the rose gold and the black. So good. Okay, so I've got those. Accent front panel piece. Okay. And we're going to take our front panel piece and one of our sides, put them together, and we're going to sew down just follow the seam allowance given in the pattern. I guess I should get my trash can over here. Okay, then we're going to fold that out, and we're going to top stitch along the solid seams going towards the center panel piece. Then we'll take our other side piece. Same thing. And this, we'll sew down the side. Okay. There we go. And do the same thing. We're going to fold this out with the seam going towards the center, and we'll top stitch down. Okay. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's going to be so pretty. So excited for that. Okay. Now we're going to do that. Now we're going to take the bottom connector piece. Get my bottom connector piece. Okay. And I did mine so that I would have different color combo. Hang on to this one because I need it for the snap placement. Okay, this one, you're going to mark the center and then fold the edges into the center. Okay. We're going to fold those edges into the center like we were doing a strap of some sort. Okay, I'm going to get the front and back panels done first so that we can iron on the interfacing. And then we'll continue. So we don't want to put our strap connectors or anything like that on until we get those pieces ironed on. There we go. Look how pretty that's going to be. Oh my gosh. So excited. Okay, let me mark the centers here. Top and bottom so that we can line this up. I'm going to take a piece of double stick tape, put it down the center here. And we'll just use the folded in edges as our center mark to line this up. Okay. Line that up down there. And at the bottom. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to top stitch down each side. I'm just going to go across the bottom here because it's going to get covered up in the seam anyway. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Oh, love it. Okay, now we're going to take one of our top bands, which I've already put the markings on. We've got, this is a drop-in lining. So we have the mark for the drop-in lining, and then we have the mark for where we're going to fold this up. Okay, so right now we're working on the bottom edge here. And I've cut little relief snips into the curved areas so that it will fold nicely around this curved area here. Okay. Put a couple little clips there to hold it. Okay, just to hold these end parts. Okay, so we've got that clipped. Now we're going to place it at the top up here. And we're going to match the top edges. It's going to go along the top up there. Make sure my bottom piece stays under. I'm just going to clip along the top here. Hold on. Let me line this up better. I should have put some, probably should have used some cotton woven or some woven interfacing, because this has got a little bit of a stretch to it. So I want to line up my centers. We'll start there. There we go, that's better. Okay, clip it. Turn that piece under, make sure I got it clipped. Okay. And we'll go the opposite direction, clip it along. Oops. Okay. Now what we're going to be doing, I think I might put a piece of tape there just to hold it in place on the back side here. Sorry. Oh, I'm going to have to turn that back on in just a sec. Okay, there we go. Now let's do that. line up our center again. I'll just gently lay it. There we go. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be top stitching the curved portion. Okay, and we're going to be stitching down here, okay? And just go slow, take your time. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Now what we're going to do now is we need to fold this back, this top piece that we just sewed on. We're going to fold it back out of the way, and we're going to cut off this, and we're going to leave the front piece we just sewed on. Okay, and we're just going to trim, what does it say, about 1/4 inch. I'll leave at least 1/4 inch. Okay. Okay, and I've got my hand in between the pieces here so that I don't cut what we just sewed on. Okay, this is just helping to reduce the bulk. Up there in the top for when we go to do our drop-in lining. Okay, see what I've done is I've cut off that back piece. And that's what we have. Okay, now what I'm realizing I forgot to do, well, I forgot to mark. Okay, I'll mark for my magnetic snap here really quick. There we go. So I got that marked. Okay. Now we're going to put, oops, get rid of this, our little decorative corners on. Okay, I already put a piece of tape on the back side of one, just so that I could put it down. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of tape. Okay, and I'm just kind of holding down those. What I've done here is I've cut little snips into this, and there's a fold line. Fold it down to that line, and then I'm going to remove the tape here. Okay, and we're going to place it down in our corner. There we go. A couple clips on the edge there. And we're going to be doing the same thing that we did with this top edge, is we're going to sew it down, just top stitch that curve, and then we're going to cut away that excess on the back side. Place this one in the corner over here. Okay, there we go. Now we're just going to sew those curved areas, top stitch them. Did that one. Now we'll do the other one. Okay. There's our pieces. Now we're going to remove, fold this back out of the way and cut this away. There we go. Like I said, that's just reducing the bulk on these pieces, or in these areas, so that when we go to put everything together, it's not going to be so bulky. I'm going to cut these little tails off down there. Okay. Done. Done and done on that piece. Okay, now let's put this aside, because we're at the point now where we're going to put the interfacing on. Okay. And that will be going on the back side there. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on that until I get the other piece done, and then we'll go do it all at once. Okay, so let's skip ahead here, and we will do our back piece. Click where I was. There we go. Okay, we're going to take the bottom, our bottom and our top pieces, and we need to decide on a bag tag. What else do I need? Oh, I've got my accent pieces and our other top piece. Need that one. And we're going to need our back zipper part and our zipper tabs and a zipper. I put a butterfly on this one. Okay, got all those pieces ready. So first we're going to do our accent corners on the back. Okay, we're doing it the same way. Just going to fold it down to that mark. Okay. I'm going to add a piece of tape. Pull those pieces down a little bit. Okay, and we're going to place it in one of the corners here. Like so. There we go. Clip those edges just to hold them in place. There we go. Oh, I didn't put a piece of tape on this one. Okay, so I shall do that. Did I cut it? Yeah, I cut it. I didn't put a piece of tape on it. Okay. Fold this one down. There we go. And we'll put our other piece of tape. Kind of catching the little cut edges a little bit there to help hold them down. And we'll place it in the other corner. Reposition this one. Okay, got it. That looks better. Okay, we're going to do the same thing and top stitch each of those curves. Okay, there we go. Got the edges sewn on. Now we're going to cut away. cut away the vinyl on the back. There we go. Just cutting these little dog ears off. Okay, now I need to place my bag tag. Let's see, which one do we want? Let's see, there it is. Okay, so that one looks good. And we've got a darker brown one, which that kind of goes with that one looks really good. This one really stands out. Do I want that? Okay, I don't think it's going to be the light one. I'm trying to decide between the dark, the black, or the dark brown. Okay. Oh, decisions. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the dark brown one. It's nice that I have options though. Because I didn't really think that I'd like the black with it. But I really did. It looked really good. Okay, so I'm going to place this. I guess it's just a suggestion where you place it. Make sure it's over far enough. Yeah, that's where I was going to put it. Right there. Now I'm just going to make sure that it's straight. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to stitch that down. I'm going to lower my seam allowance or my stitch length on this. And I'm going to leave my tails long and pull them through and tie them off. Pull the thread through there. Okay, pull your threads to the back and tie them off. I always say when I get to this point, because I'm like, oh no, did I sew it right side up? Funny how your brain works. All of a sudden you're like, wait, did I do that right? If I didn't, I'll either take it out and do it again, or I'll leave it. Ha, it's right side up. We're good. Okay, now we're going to do the top piece like we did on the, and she has on here marked where your connectors go, and then there's also where you're going to put your straps. So I'll hold on to that for now. And did I cut? Oh, I guess I didn't cut into that one. Oh, I didn't cut the curve on that one. I thought I did. Okay. So I'm just going to cut the curve a little bit so that it eases into the curves better. And I'm just going to go until to the straight spot. Just don't cut into it too far because you're not folding up that much, and you don't want it to see your cut marks when you fold it in. Okay, I've already got my tape on there. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark the top of this one really quick, even though we're going to be cutting it away. It'll give me an idea where to place it, you know. So we'll start in the center and work our way out like we did on the other one, like we did on the front piece. Okay, so let's fold this bottom edge up first. Going around your curves. There we go. And do this side. And you're just folding up to that line that you marked. Okay. Get another piece of tape. So that we can place it in its spot and help hold down these clipped bits. Okay, my top piece. Okay, I'm going to line up the centers first. Okay. Just gently let that fall. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put a clip on either end here just to hold. Okay. Now we're going to top stitch. I'm going to put some clips across the top here to make sure it holds. It doesn't move down on us any. Oh my goodness, you know what I just realized? I forgot to change my stitch length back. So I'm going to do that. Let me take these stitches out quickly. I was wondering why it was taking so long. Okay. Hopefully I'll get it done fast enough and it won't affect the outcome. I think it'll be fine. Okay. There we go. It'll be fine. Let's do this again. Oh, it's fine. It looks good. Okay, see? That's where we started. And I got it out fast enough that you can't see. And I don't think it perforated it, that it's gonna be an issue. Looks good. Okay, now we're gonna pull these two pieces apart so that we can cut this back vinyl piece off. Okay. And we're just reducing the bulk. There we go. Done. That's a nice piece. We can hang on to that for something. Tabs or something. Okay, got those two done. Now we're going to put double-sided tape across the top of this bottom piece and the bottom of the top piece. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Got that done. Now I'm going to take my lining piece. Yep. The lining piece, and I'm going to put double-sided tape on the top and the bottom of this also. Okay, there we go. Got that done. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Oops, that's ready to go. So we're going to take our zipper. Make sure I've got it closing to the left. And our zipper tab. Tabs. Two of those. And we're going to place them along the end of our tape here. With our zipper tape. Oh. There we go. You're going to do them the same on both ends, and mine are cut a little bit wide. So I'm going to make sure that they're both aligned at the top edge there. And then we'll cut off the excess. Okay. Now before I flip it out, I'm just going to cut off this excess vinyl here on both ends. So it's the same width as my zipper tape. Okay. Now we're going to fold those out and top stitch. There we go. Zipper done. Okay. Now we're going to take the bottom part with our zipper going to the left. Remove this tape backing. Okay. I should mark the center of that because the piece is longer than the zipper panel piece is longer than this bottom piece. So we want to make sure that we line it up. And I'm going to make a mark on the back side of my zipper tape. I just made a little mark on the back. Okay, zipper going to the left, down. We're going to match up our center pieces, sections, areas, whatever, our centers. And then we're just going to gently place that into the double stick tape. Okay, and the tabs are going to be longer. Than the bottom piece, or it's going to extend out past it. We'll just cut that off when after we get it sewn on. Okay, so we've got that placed. Then we're going to take also our pocket lining piece. Remove the tape from that. Well, I'm going to mark the center of this too. Because we're going to need to line that up. Okay. We're going to remove the tape, or the backing to the tape. Okay. And we're going to line up the centers again. And then you've got the zipper sandwiched in between there. Excuse me. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Now we're going to sew that across. And we're going to go all the way from this end all the way across to the other end. Okay. Make sure you move your zipper pull out of the way if you need to. Which I might need to. Just so it lays flatter. Okay, now we're going to flip everything back so that the seam allowance is behind. Put that down. There we go. Because then we're going to be top stitching. I'm just going to put a clip here to help hold it down. And now we're going to top stitch all the way across. Make sure my pocket piece is out of the way. Again, move your zipper pull if you need to. Okay. There we go. We got that stitched down. Now we're going to take the bottom of our pocket lining and we're going to place it to the top of this zipper. There we go. Just gently press it down across the top of the zipper there. There we go. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, done that, folded that up. Okay, because the next part says, okay, now I'm going to mark the center of this piece. Okay, it says to close up the pocket first, which we can do that after. I'm going to match the center to that center of my zipper tape that I marked earlier. Oh, remove the tape here. Excuse me, the tape backing. And we're going to match up our centers. Gently across the zipper there. And then we'll go the other direction. Now I'm going to sew across that. Put our seam allowance. Move your zipper pull out of the way if you need to. Put this one down. Okay, move that back. Okay, now we're going to fold this top piece up with the seam behind, and we'll top stitch. There we go. Now let's top stitch that, and then we'll close up our pocket. There we go. Now I'm going to close up the pocket, and we're just going to sew as close as we can up to that spot there. Okay, we'll do the same over here. I'll just get as close as I can. And there we go. There's our pocket. Looks good. Okay, now I'm just going to trim down these tabs on the sides here. Okay, now we've got those done, so we can go and put our interfacing on. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got my pieces, all the interfacing on them. I'm going to mark my gusset piece here real quick with my purse feet, so I can get those on. I'm also going to mark placement. Oh, these are for the lower accent pieces. Okay, so we can get our purse feet on. And these are my pieces with the interfacing on them. Looks good. Now we're going to go ahead and get this snap on here also. My snap piece is marked. They're facing on that one. That one. Oh. Okay, now I need my other gusset piece so I can mark my hidden connector piece. Here we go. Okay, so now let's put this aside for now, and we are going to work on, hold on, let me dig through my box here. There it is, my strap loop. Move that away. My little strap loop here. A little teeny tiny piece. Let me draw a center line. Because it's so tiny. So tiny. I'm going to put a piece of tape on that. So tiny, so tiny, so skinny. Okay, now we're going to sew down each side of this. There we go. Sew down the other side. Okay, now we're going to fold this in half and cut it so that we have two. Okay, and we're going to take our bottom bottom connector piece. I just have it too. Here we go. Okay, flip panel, flip panel, flip panel. Oh, no. The piece already did. Hold on just a sec. Let me look. Okay. Well, we're just going to stitch these together and no, we don't stitch those together. Okay, now that's the piece. We're taking the flap strap piece, this piece, okay, and we're going to fold in drew a center line, and we're going to fold this in to the center line. Okay, both sides. Just meeting and butting them up together there. Okay, and go all the way down. Like I said, I'm just butting it up together. Yeah, just over an hour. That's not too bad. Okay, now I have a mark. Let's see. I'm going to make a mark here. I'll use my silver pen. There we go. Whoops. Excuse me. Okay. Now we're going to take a piece of tape, put it down the center here, just to hold them together. There we go. Okay, we're going to bring this piece up to that line. Line it up. Okay. And we're just going to tape it down. Okay, fold it in half, like so. And we are doing I didn't need this piece, I don't think. Did I? I think I did. Yeah, because this is the piece that goes. Yeah. So we're going to top stitch on both sides of that. Make sure my edges line up. Across the bottom too. Okay, I'm going to go across the bottom. Back up the other side. I might need to check my bobbin. Okay, there we go. That's our strap. And it's going to come over from the back side when we put it together with the other piece of the flap. Yeah. See, it's going to flap over like that. Okay. trying to follow along here. Now, let's put our magnetic snap on. Put these together so I don't lose them. Let's get our magnetic snap, and we want the female side. Okay, I'm going to take the washer here, and that mark that we put there earlier, the center. There we go. Marked that. Now I'm going to take my little knife here. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. Go through all the layers. There we go. Press it through. Make sure you get it pressed down good. Okay, and put the washer on. Fold those in, and then we'll put some tape over them. Let me get my duct tape. There we go. That part's done. It's going to be good. Okay, next step. We already did that. Already did that. Already did that. Okay, now we're going to take our flap piece. Oops. And I've put the interfacing. You have 2 marks on here. It's on the pattern piece. Okay, and I put the interfacing at the 1. And I will mark my magnetic snap placement. So I can mark it on here. There we go. Well, that one's not working. Let's try another one. There we go. Okay. Marked my magnetic snap from this piece. Okay. And now we're going to fold these edges in. Oh, you know what else I need to do before I need to put the piping on. So let's fold these edges in first to that line you marked on the side. Just make sure you do all your prep work beforehand. Make sure you read the directions, because there are options for the flaps. You can do magnetic snap, you can do a thumb lock, and you can just do where you just feed it through, like a belt kind of thing. Okay. We've done that. Now, we've done that mark. All markings for the rivet placement. Okay, I need to get that back out because I need the rivet. Rivet placement from this side. And I am doing just using my little tool here to poke the holes for my rivet. Here we go. Well, it's telling me I should have marked those before. Okay. Okay, the option I'm doing, there's two. Oh, these pens, I swear. Anyway, there's two belt loop type loops going in here. Okay. Got my rivet placements. Okay, so got all those marked, got everything marked. Now we've got the interfacing on, and we're going to put the magnetic snap on next. The other side, the male side. Okay, we're just going to use the washer like we did before. Draw our lines. Cut through. Okay. Put the snap through. And then we'll use some, I don't have any interfacing down here, so I'm going to put a piece of interfacing really quick. Just to make sure it's, it doesn't pull out. Okay, so we're going to cut those lines carefully. Put the interfacing on there, and then our washer, and then we'll fold the prongs in like we did on the other one. Okay, and put some duct tape across it. So it doesn't wear through. There we go. Done that. Now we're going to punch our holes for our rivets. got those done. Grab my rivets. Okay, we're going to need 4 rivets for this part because we're doing 2 buckle pieces. Okay, now I need to mark on these. Let me see. Hold on. Where is my? There it is. No. Oh, there it is. That's me. No, that's not it. So anyway, we're going to be placing these posts into these holes here. Throw them out all over the place. Okay, placing my post in my holes there. There we go. Now I'm going to punch a hole in between my stitch lines here. There we go. Okay, then you're going to take one, put it there, put the cap on it. My nails are getting in the way. Okay, the other one you're going to place on the other side. There we go. Kind of line those up. Put the cap on that one. Okay, we'll press those down in a second. I know there's markings in here somewhere. I just want these a little bit closer together. Here. Okay, I'll punch the holes in those. Make sure you get it between the seams. Okay, we're going to put the post up through here and do the same thing, and then I'll set them with my rivet press. There we go. And I'll put that one there. Put the cap on it. Okay, and this one, see how we're turning this that way and placing it. And then put the cap on. Okay, now I'm going to set those really quick. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that I keep my strap aligned. There we go. Okay. Probably could have gotten them just a little bit closer together, but I think it'll be fine. Okay. Now we're going to take, we got those done, and our snap on. Close this up. We're done with this for now. Okay, we're going to put some tape on the back side here. I'm just going to put it down the center here. And we're going to bring this side without the rivets up to that first line that we had marked. Okay, and just press it down. There you go. That's what we got. Okay. Now, did that. Now we're going to top stitch. We're going to go down, across, and back up. Let me double check my bobbin really quick. No, we're good. Got a little bit left. We're good for now. I'll do this part and then I'll change it. We're doing pretty good. Where are we at? 1.5. Okay. Okay, we're going to top stitch all the way down. Okay, there we go. And that's going to hook on too, because eventually this is going to feed through like so. And then we're going to have it snapped. That. It's going to be so cute. Okay, I'll leave those there for now because I want to sew. Oh, I got to take this off. The piping, we need to sew the piping on. There it is. Okay. I'll change my bobbin really quick. Just want to make sure I've got enough for my piping. Okay, now I need my main body piece. Let's see, there it is. On that piece, I guess not. I need to mark where my piping is going to start and stop. There. Okay. Got that marked. Got my center marked. My center on my piping is marked. I'm going to cut some little snips, just teeny tiny, all the way down, so that we've got some little relief when we get down to the curved bits. And then when we get up, we're going to start in the center and go around the curves. And then when we get to the start and stop part, we will cut a little piece out so that we can ease off the piping there. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me do these off camera real quick. Okay, I'm back. Okay, now I'm going to put a little piece of tape just to help hold piping in place. And I'm going to switch to my zipper foot. To get as close as I can. On this bit. Now we're going to start in the center and work our way out and around. Okay. Come on. Paper doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay, start on my center here. We'll put some clips as we go to hold it. And that's where those relief cuts come in, right here around this curve. And when we get up to the top here, so I've got my mark right here. So I'm going to cut in right here. It's this little teeny bit of a triangle piece cut out, okay? So that you can pull this off like so. Right there. And we'll just pull that as we go. Okay. Now we're going to do the other way around. Placing your clips. Tape's not going to hold it perfectly, so the clips will help too. And then as we get up to the top of this side, we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to snip a little triangle bit so that we can turn it right there and ease off. on the back here. Let's see, where's that one at? Right there. And then as I start, I'll pull this off like that. Okay, let me change to my zipper foot. Okay, we're going to start up here. Pull that off at that mark. Okay. Here we go. You can also use a welting foot for this, if you have one. Okay, get into that spot. And there we go. Got it. Oh, that's nice and tight. See how that looks? Okay, I'm going to trim off the dog ears here. There we go. Let's do the other piece. The back piece. We'll do the same thing. Gonna clip some little nips in here. There's my center part. Did I not? Oh, I didn't even mark that center. I want to do that. There we go. Try not to nip into it too much because we don't want to. There we go. Okay, we'll put our tape. Oh, I need to mark it first. start and stop marks. You can measure down too. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. I think that tape's done. Start another one. From Weft and Warp. I like their tape because it tears easy. You don't have to cut it. Use scissors to cut it all the time. We're just going to place our tape down and around. And we're just doing the same thing that we did with the front side. Okay. All of a sudden I thought, oh no, what if these don't match? And they do. Means I got my seam allowances good. Okay. Now we're going to start with our centers. Match those up. Place some clips as we go. Oops. And don't forget, when we get to the top here, at that mark, we will snip into it so that we can ease it off there. Good. Now let's do the other side. Go up and around. Get those snips. There we go. I'm going to cut off these dog ears over here. Okay, same thing as the other side. Do our little snip in there. There we go. Okay, let's start up here at the top. Okay, and then you get up to the top here. Make sure you pull this, ease it off. There we go. Got our front and back done. They look good. Looks good. I'm really, really happy with that. Okay. Put those aside. Where are we at now? Okay, now we are going to take our back piece and we have markings on here. We need our strap pieces. We just did. There they are. That's it. We're getting there. Okay. Now this piece, let me measure it down. Let's see. Oh, forgot to do that part. I have to fold that piece back. I'll place some tape here. I don't know why I just didn't go all the way across for that. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to fold this down to butt up against that. Like so. Okay. Looks good. Now I'm going to measure down and make a mark for my pieces. There's two, or there's one marks on here. Well, there's two, but you only need one. Okay, I'm going to come down the center, lining it up with my center there. Make a mark. Okay. Now we take this piece first, and let's see. We're going to put a little piece of tape there. I'll place it on the back of this here. There's no tape on there, is there? Oh no. The tape came off. Okay, let's try that again. A little piece of tape. Okay, and now I'm going to place this face down at that mark. Okay, and then we're going to sew. Make this mark here. Okay, so I place this on here. And then I made a mark. And then we're going to take this piece and this folded edge here. We're going to place that on that mark that we made. I'm putting the tape on the wrong side of it where the snap is because we're placing it this way, okay? Make sure I have it centered here. I'm just curious. Find my ruler. Right there. Okay. Just want to double check. Okay. Place that in the center. There we go. Okay. Now right up, centered. Now we're going to stitch that on. Ooh, hold on. Let me change my foot back to my regular foot. Oh, wrong one. I'm trying to do that one, this one down here. There we go. Put my regular foot back on. Oops. Sorry, having okay. Get my regular foot back on. Now we're going to stitch across that. We're just doing a top stitch right there. Okay, you should have caught both pieces. Okay, that's what it should look like for now. Now we're going to put, oh, we have to do another stitch. Okay, let me mark that really quick. And we're going to do another top stitch there. So you've got two top stitches there. And then we are going to put rivets. Okay. Now I'm gonna, let me wipe this off really quick. Okay, now I'm going to take and make, I'm going to go just inside, right here, right here. You see those marks? Okay, I'm going to punch my holes. And we're going to place some rivets there. I'm using our rose gold again. Push those posts through. Now we're going to put some caps on them and press them really quick. Okay, there's our 2 rivets. Now we're going to flip this piece up, feed it through here, our 2 loops. Okay, and then we're going to place another rivet. We're going to make sure that you miss these stitches that are going across here. Okay, so I'm going to place it centered. Right there. Okay, I'm going to poke that hole, and then I'll mark through that to the other side and mark that hole. Okay, so I'll feed this through. Mark my hole. There we go. Now we're going to punch that one. See, I've missed all my stitches. I think I'm going to have to punch this hole and then punch the next one. Wouldn't all fit in there, so mark that one now. Now we'll punch that hole. Okay, now let's feed this up through the bottom. Get all of our holes lined up here. There we go. Okay, we'll place a cap on that one and press it down. Okay. There we go. Throw that away. Okay, we've got all of our rivets on that we need right now. I don't think we need any more. our next step, we need to put the hardware pieces on the strap connectors. Okay. So we will use this piece. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my little blade here and cut right there at the top of where that connector comes. And that way I can place my that way I can make a mark through that and place my connectors. Okie doke. So I'm going to line this up along here. Okay. I'm just going to mark through that. Yes, that worked. Okay, now we'll go to the other side. Line it up along here. Oh, come on. And mark that one. Looks good. Okay, now let's mark the front piece. This is just to give you an idea of where it's going to sit. Okay, those look good. Let me do a little quick measurement. Okay, looks good. Okay, put those pieces up. Let me get my connectors. It's going to take me a second to figure this out. Okay. Because we have these prongs. I want that. Okay, what I'm going to do, got my prongs up, and I'm going to mark with the prongs up. Okay, let's see where that sits. Okay, so I'll get a measurement from here. Okay. See how those look. Okay, those look good. Here we go. Place that. Cut there. Cut there. And there. Okay. We're going to place the prongs. Yep. And I'm going to get another piece of interfacing. So I've got extra interfacing for my prongs. Okay, I think that's going to be good. We're going to mark these so that I can cut the holes in them. And we're going to put a piece of duct tape on the back of these also, like we did on our snaps. Remember, gently. Okay. Let's get these first two on and see how we like them. Oops, missed it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I'm so happy with that. Okay. Let's get some of our duct tape so we can cover our backs. So we don't want these rubbing through one lining or anything. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, let's do these. Okay, let's see if we can get these lined up the same way. Okay. Okay. Looks good. And there's all you can do. If you didn't want to do these type of connectors, you can do hidden connectors. Okay, there we go. We've got all 4 of them on. Oops, that's that hole again. Okay, put some duct tape on them. Let's see how they look good. Okay. There's our front, our back, and our front. And they match up. Yep. Looks good. I'm going to leave the plastic on there to kind of protect them a little bit. Okay. Now, let's see where we are. Got the connectors on. Got the interfacing, got that, got the gusset ready to go. Oh, okay, while we're here, let's go ahead and we're going to do our hidden connector pieces for the gusset sides. And we'll put our purse feet on too. Did I put it up? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're going to measure. I guess I'm going to cut that piece again because, like I did the other ones. How big is that? We're just going to use that as our guide. I'll use my hidden connector tool from Jolie Lee. Just going to mark this one a little bit. And my D-rings I'm using are 3/4 inch D-rings. So I will take my little tool. Where is it? Oh. We're going to use the 3/4 inch part and place that centered on the line there. I'm going to put a center mark on my line also, just so I know. Okay. And we're going to draw our little funny shape there. Okay, see what I've drawn there? That's our piece. So we're going to use my X-Acto knife and cut this. My blade. And I'll just set that there, and we're just going to do the angled parts and the top. Okay, I'll take my scissors and snip that the rest of the way through. Okay. Okay, got it. There's our little pieces. Okay, now I'm thinking I might have forgotten to cut my connector pieces. So I'm going to pause you for a sec while I dig through my basket and see. I had forgotten to cut them, so I went and did that really quick. Now I'm going to mark center line on these. And then we're going to tape them and fold them to the center. We're going to stitch down each side. And this vinyl's a good weight, so I don't think I need I'll need to put any interfacing in there. If I was using the thinner vinyl like the brown, I would put a piece of interfacing in there to hold, you know, to just give it more stability. Okay, we're just folding these in to meet. And then we're going to stitch down either side. Top stitch. Okay, we've got those done. Now we need to get our 3/4 inch D-rings out. Okay, so we're going to go wrong side up. Place this in here. Come on. You know you want it. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to go up. Here we go. And I'm just going to stitch just right above there. Okay. Make sure I have that lined up good. Looks good. Remember, you want the wrong side up. Okay. And we're just going to do a little stitch across the top there. Okay. You see that right there. Now you put the D-ring on and you feed it back through so that the tab comes down with it. Okay. Want it nice and snug. Now we're going to grab this, fold it in half like that, and we're going to be stitching right along this tab between these two pieces. And see, and there you go. And we're going to put a rivet right there. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, let's do the other one. Okay, place it in, wrong side up. Okay, and we're going to stitch just across the top of that. Okay, put the D-ring on, feed it back through. Come on. There you go. Okay. Make sure they look about the same. Okay. We're going to stitch the same thing right across that tab there. There we go. Looks good. Okay, now on her little tool thing here, on this side, see those lines? See those pink lines? Anyway, you line up your, mine's 3/4 inch, so mine's the dashed one. You've got 1 inch, 1/2 inch. But anyway, you line up the lines and that will give you your rivet mark. And we're just going to go right there. Okay, I'm going to punch that hole all the way through, and then we'll place rivets. Good. Good. And then we'll trim off the excess that we don't need anymore. Okay, let me go press these really quick. There we go. Those are done. Oops. Okay, last thing I'm going to do for today is I'm going to place my purse feet and sew this gusset piece, so that we have one continuous gusset piece. Okay, let's get our purse feet out. Let's put our rivet thingy up. Oh, and our purse feet. Okay, I'm going to take my blade, and right here where I've marked my purse feet, I'm just going to make a little hole there. Just a little one, not a real big one. Just big enough for your prongs to go through. Okay. I'm going to place the prongs through from the other side. Nice and snug. Okay. Here we go. All the way through. Nice and snug. Okay. Now we're going to take the washers. I feel like I need a middle one. Hold on. This is, So we want to go okay, so I'm going to put a fifth one in because it just feels like it needs right there where they intersect. Feels like it needs a fifth one. There we go. Okay, and we'll take our washers. Place each one over the prongs. Back in my thing there. Okay, now we're going to spread those and then we'll put some duct tape over the prongs so that they don't rub into the lining when we get it on. I only put Decaville light on the bottom here. Hope that's going to be good. I feel like maybe it should have been Decaville heavy. Guess I could press a piece on it over. That's an idea. Ouch. Make sure my prongs aren't going to be in the way of any of the seam allowances. There we go. Looks good. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to put some tape over those and use my big tape here. There we go. Yep. Looks good. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to take a break for a bit, and when we come back, we will finish up. We've got the lining, which we've got our zipper pocket and the zipper pocket, the welt pocket, but we're going to put the gusset, the exterior gusset on, and the zipper pocket. Hold on, let me do this part. We're going to put our exterior together first when we come back, and then do our lining pieces. Okay. Okay, and we are going to hold this with the lining towards the seam allowance, towards the gusset. Let's do this other side. Okay, there we go. Isn't that pretty? And look, this is the front. How that's going to go up and around. It's going to be so pretty. So pretty. I'm so happy with it. Okay. So we'll leave this here for now. And I will see you in a minute. Well, it'll be a minute for you. Okay, I'll be back.